Morning, fellow zombies. Sorry about the lighting, camera angle. It's 3:33 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. It's the 16th of August, 2023 for Wednesday. And we were John C. still waking up here. Okay. Get the camera angle right on this one. Yeah, normally I'm doing the other lap doing this thing. Haven't checked the feeds yet, and regular media is still talking about that'll Trump is. And then Mark Mills wants to switch his thing to federal court and make everything else bollocksy for everybody else. But if the district judge signs off on it, they're going to have that no cameras. But there are going to be cameras theoretically for the state to allow it. Federal court doesn't. I haven't been keeping track of the news because I'm trying to get myself squared away and focused on schoolwork for the next 15 and a half weeks. Yeah, I'm wearing my tribute shirt. Yeah. The biggest white shirt I've got right now anyway. And it's still hot and humid, so I gotta wear something to really sweat my armpits off. Not to mention drinking hot coffee instead of iced coffee. But I need something to keep me going throughout the rest of the day. It's going to be crazy. Just got new shoes I got a couple of days ago. Came home, there they were. So I've been wearing new sneakers. Hopefully with a little bit of sport more than the flat ones I've been wearing. The flat ones are emergencies. It's a fix getting them on. Feet's swollen up that bad. But I managed to get them and wear them throughout the entire thing. Just hurt the kill when I came back home. Diabetic feet can do that to you. As for the rest of the days, I don't know. I haven't kept up with anything else. Last night we actually had a power outage. Extended all the way up towards 15, up to actually the Sierra Highway, Roseman area. Apparently there was a car got into an accident somehow. Or there was an explosion. I mean, it was conflicting stories. But something knocked out the power. And we were blacked out. For some people it was 2 minutes. For me it was like 15 seconds, or no, not even that. But I was noticing that the kids were overreacting left and right, screaming and yelling, and I think there was a party city. Let me tell you one thing, every time there's been a blackout, I've always been a little bit nervous. Either the lines were already hit, cut, but we didn't have any lightning strikes in the area. Not much in the cloud activity for that. So I knew that was impossible. Could have been a natural disaster hit, but then again, we would hear all about it and freak out. Or would we? And the other thing is brownout. Okay, I can understand brownout. And I kept thinking about fridge. In the freezer compartment, I've got blue ice ready to rock and roll. I got ice cubes in there. I got less food and more ice in there, ready for the refrigerator to keep certain items cold enough. I've got a couple of igloos. One igloo and another chest I can fill it up. And get ready to go. Just put stuff in there that needs to be refrigerated and it'll be ready to rock and roll. And then I kept thinking, okay, check the Edison board, see what's going on for the outages, or even check communications to see what the hell was going on. Just to understand if there was anything emergency. And then the power came back on. I already had my lights off. I was ready to go sleep. So I hear these kids screaming and yelling their heads off, going, they were partying hard when we turned into a black and then the power came back on. I keep asking myself, what the heck would these kids do if we actually got into a real emergency? How would they be able to respond to it? My thing is they'd be freaking out left and right. I kept thinking, okay, small power generator, good for cell phones, maybe for the CPAP for an hour or two. I would have to learn how to sleep without the damn thing. I mean, I've sleeping with it for over 25 years. 25 years more. So, once you get used to a CPAP machine, it's kind of hard for me to get off the damn thing anyway, especially when I want to nap and sleep. And there was no emergency. But what happens if there was? I don't have an apartment-sized generator to keep my power going. I have to rely on what I've got immediately here. I've got water bottles situated where every time I keep using up to gallon-sized jugs of water, refilling and replacing them just in case. You know, I get them from milk. I get gallon-sized milk, sterilize it with soap and water, dry it out, and then fill it up with water. Reuse, recycle, replace it, just to keep the process going. I have about a few gallons here. I got a water filtration unit, not on a faucet, but big one to stick in the fridge. I gotta get new filters for it. I gotta get it replaced. But at least it'll keep me okay for filtered water for a few months. That way, I got distilled water, or filtered water anyway, for CPAP machine and also for drinking and cooking stuff. Most of the time, I'm suffering away through the rosewood water, which this is, without the filter. All those nice little humbly heavy metal shit and chemicals crap going on my body ready to kill me. But in the event that we happen to get in a situation and I'm able to use resources out of my refrigerator, at least for a few hours, I'll keep stuff alive. I have to. Other stuff that will be needing cooking, well, that's going to be costly. Stuff that doesn't need to be cooking, I'll probably keep. It's just a bit of priorities I have to keep in my head. The thing of it is, I had to keep thinking about the survival mode, especially throughout the years with my family. I had been in survival mode. Especially when we get into an earthquake situation, we get power outage for a short time. And then power goes back on. Well, we know that there was a massive grid working in the city and county of Los Angeles. Mostly in the city of Los Angeles and San Fernando Valley. Out here in the Antelope Valley, we're dependent upon Edison and their generosity of their machines actually working for a change. And managed to supply a lot of our needs for power. But if the grid goes down, I need to find some way to keep the phones going because we need communication. I need communication with that. Let people know what the hell's going on. But also I need power for the freezer. I need a larger generator for that, which means I need to find an expensive generator, I guess, to find an area in this place to hook it up and charge it up and then use it for the refrigerator. Hell with a damn stove. I'll have to live on peanut butter and jelly for a long while. I've done that. Cold sandwiches for survival. Not fun, but I've done it. I much prefer cooked food, but I don't have that much power to generate even a stove, let alone a burner. Unless I'm going to have to deal with propane, and I'm not about to blow this place up to hell. It's bad enough that we've got natural gas lines around here that heat our homes. Give us the heat that was necessary, not to mention that we've got natural gas to heat up our water. We don't have gas stoves. I think if we did, we'd really be in trouble, wouldn't we? We got to plug and play. I had to learn how to survive on just one burner. Just one. I haven't tasted a baked dish in a long while. I've forgotten what it's like to even fix a baked dish. Simple chicken would have been, that would have been nice. Gets even worse is when you start fixing stuff in the refrigerator. Actually, in the stove that you can actually cook without the damn bugs trying to get all over the damn thing. So yeah, it doesn't matter if I happen to replace electronics in displays; it's still going to be infiltrated by the damn bugs. Coffee maker would have been nice. It was infiltrated by bugs. Yeah. I actually had a working microwave that got shorted out because of the damn bugs. So I learned how to use a double boiler to cook things. I learned how to use a double boiler to fix coffee. I can make the cowboy coffee stuff, but I prefer coffee crystals. Powdered cream, sugar, crystals. Just add hot water boiled from the pot, and then scoop it out with a measuring cup, and then get your coffee. I've gotten used to it. Things I have to deal with. Why don't you get this? Why don't you get that? Why don't you get yourself an air fryer? No. Give me some oil in a frying pan and I'll fix it up that way. If I'm going to fry, I'm going to fry. Learn how to cook. Not very well, but survival. It's the thing. I learned how to do survival. If I'm going to actually get something cooked, it's probably the fast food places. They're almost just as impossible to wolf down sometimes. A hamburger, you expect maybe about $5 or $6 out of the damn thing. Well, give me a package of hamburger frozen patties. Frozen hamburger patties. Let's get the fiction right on that one. Either 80% or 100%, doesn't matter. 100%, you still get less juice out of the damn thing, but 80%, well, you get a little bit more juicy. And if I'm able to remember it right, I could make a hamburger gravy if I need a white gravy. Make a roux. Take the grease, you sop it up with the flour or baking soda. Well, no, not baking soda, but biscuit. And get milk. Mix the things up, season it up. Plus, salt and pepper. And at that point, once you get that stuff going, then just use your gravy. I learned how to cook that way for a long while. Of course, my brother was alive during that time, and we were still trying to experiment. We had different recipes when we actually had gas appliances. We were actually able to cook on 4 burners, and we actually had a working oven. We had bigger pots. We were able to do stews and stuff. Because we had the burners, we actually had the equipment necessary. We had all the equipment necessary to live. Me, I'm just surviving these days. If I happened to go into a restaurant, I'd be paying an enormous price for a dish that I could probably do on 1 burner if I had to. I've learned how to do that. I've learned how to parboil a chicken, or actually just boil the chicken. It takes about between 4 to 6 hours. If you have an electric stove, go to 4. You keep it on there for about 2.5 hours. It gives enough sufficient cooking heat to where you can use the burner for about a half hour if you move it off, and then you could do whatever your thing is for your meal and put it back on there again, and it'll still cook. Between 2 and 6, you'll get enough cooked meat. If it's a little pink, you still keep it in there and let it cook off more. There used to be a time when I can actually stick the cooked meat into a microwave and cook it up a little bit, but it'll toughen it up a little bit. It sucks out the water. That's why I would have to put it back on the pot again, have it reboiled, to continue the cooking process. or just deal with it as is. Initially, the dark meat doesn't cook as well. I mean, but it'll cook up after 4 or 6 hours, nearly 6 hours. They'll cook up. They'll still be less red. They'll be darkened, but it'll still be cooked and cooked. So I had to learn cooking techniques on my own on that. I figure when a disaster hits, like maybe we have another power outage, I'll be ready for that. If we have an earthquake, I'm not quite sure we're going to be ready for it, but I'm going to try my best. Still have some dry food and canned goods ready to rock and roll. I got stuff that still needs to be replaced. I won't touch that damn shit. But there's still some stuff I need to get replaced out of here. The dry goods are okay. I'm not going to stress about that. All about the water. It's all about the water. If we happen to get into an earthquake situation, these kids probably remembered once already. A few years back out in Ridgecrest, they had a sixer. 6-pointer. Don't knock the sixers. Damn things will knock your ass out anyway and cause some damage left and right. Closer to the epicenter. P wave's hard enough, but the S wave is murder. P is the primary, S is the secondary. That's how these guys measure when you're doing seismology. They matter. Closer you are to the epicenter, I mean, you do feel the energy wave, but that's when you get away from it. That's when you really feel the shock of the energy waves kicking your ass. I learned how to keep looking at places as a disaster area. What's going to be needed, what's not going to be needed, what's going to be appreciated, what's not going to be appreciated, what you can bring, what you can't bring. In different places, left and right, you cannot show what you need. Of course, you really need it during that time, and then all hell breaks loose, especially when they say, no, you can't do that, it's the rule. Right now, it's survival. Screw the rules. That's what I can tell myself. But unfortunately, certain areas, I have to keep examining and seeing whether or not we're actually going to be able to get through it or not. I don't know. But right now, I'm just trying to deal and trying to cope. I have to keep imagining that these kids don't know how to deal with anything. It wasn't handed to them on a silver platter, but they probably got some skills for different things. But they hadn't been through the shit I've been through already. I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to deal and teach these kids that stuff. Maybe there's other adults who've been through the damn stuff. Riots are one thing. We haven't had any riots out here, so we're okay on that. Fire, on the other hand, is a different story altogether. We've had fire, but not around here. We had fire in different areas of the Antelope Valley, but not out here in Roseman. And if they happen to see a controlled burn, it doesn't bother them as much. For me, when I see a controlled burn, I'm thinking nature will take its course, make the damn thing out of control, and then we're really going to get screwed. Then I'll be wondering whether or not the wind conditions are just right, or if there's going to be any wind conditions to blow the stuff far away. It's not the fire on the ground I worry about. It's the damn ashfall. Hot embers flying through the air, and then finding a way to get closer and closer to us. If the ground hadn't been saturated with summer rain, I wouldn't worry as much. But without the moisture, we're open season. And this is the thing I have to keep telling people about, one way or another. But I guess they don't want to listen. They play with the fireworks left and right all night. It's a little after July 4th, or even before July 4th, about a couple of months before, they started grooming themselves for it in different areas. Because there's no law enforcement out here, or not enough of a presence out here, and not enough of a presence of the fire department. It's, they really don't care. So they are playing and they don't care what's going to happen next. I mean, they try. I actually remember to bring a bucket of water, put out the sparklers, or dump it on the fireworks at the cabin. Why was the damage is already done? Did they have enough water to stop that shit? Did they have a garden hose around here? We don't have any garden hoses. Hell, we don't even have the spigots out here for the damn thing. And if we did, kids would be playing like crazy with them. Well, the only spigot we got right now active would be the laundry. Like a bucket brigade situation. We happen to get into a natural disaster situation regarding fire, or even started up by the neighbors and gets out of hand. This apartment's a tinderbox. This whole complex is a tinderbox. They just don't realize it. A few years back, we got into the July 4th fireworks season. I don't know if these neighbors are still here or not, but they're stupid enough anyway. And so were the kids launching fireworks. They got in the middle of the street in a cul-de-sac right behind our apartment complex, launched a rocket at us. They're supposed to be launching it in the air, and dumb shits launched it at the damn apartment. The angle was off. I said math doesn't work. Anyway, the firework got caught in a tree, so I was about to burn the damn thing down. There was a neighbor had soda with him. Down the damn thing. Fast. Kids scattered. I didn't give a shit they were doing illegal. They scattered because they didn't want to deal with the police or the cops or any assholes or even their parents. They just wanted to be nasty about it. I have to watch out for these assholes trying to do this shit. And yeah, I dropped that. The thing is, I value what's in my apartment, but I'm also valuing the whole complex. I'm not looking for their fun factor. I'm not looking out for that shit. I'm looking out for the damn safety, whether or not we're actually going to be able to survive some stupidity here. These kids wanted to expand upon their stupidity by doing dumb things. They've been told they don't give a shit. They don't listen. Even the parents don't even bother to listen. They figure since it's a lawless area, they'll do whatever they want. Yeah. Unfortunately, Lancaster's the same that way, and so is Palmdale. You think Palmdale is a little more sophisticated? Not enough sheriffs and so much area to cover. There have been times that there were fireworks. The year that my family moved out here to Palmdale, July 4th came out. My brother and I were taking stock of the area when we were moving into a house that a theoretical friend of ours happened to lend us, grabbed money out of us every month until they disappeared. The house was going through foreclosure, but during that time, in the process of eviction, before it came, we lived, and then July 4th was coming up. The fireworks happening up and down the damn street. These kids keep forgetting that there was a fire station. If they were not busy, they held it down. I was worried more about the aerial fireworks and also the ground fireworks. The sparks would fly, and then across the street we had this big, huge lot. Perfect for disaster. But luckily for us, there was a fire station a mere feet away from the yard. They're separated by a brick wall. But at least they can get around there fast enough to get the fire taken care of before it became anything. So nothing happened actually, but still. And then on the east side of Palmdale, not that much fire presence and not that much sheriff, so they can do whatever the hell they want within reason. It still drove me nuts. Still had to deal with what was going on anyway. I have to be careful out here regarding safety. To me, safety has to be number one priority out here. Means if there's going to be any creatures walking by, slithering by, I have to watch out for them. Creepy crawlies into the bugs. Constant bug war out here. Spiders will have a field day with the damn cockroaches. But they prefer flying things walking into their web. Cockroaches have a better sense of going outside and getting caught in the damn webs together. That's a little bit of an adventure having life in their apartment complex. Meanwhile, we'll see what happens. It's coming up on 4 o'clock in the morning. About an hour. We're going back out again and dealing with the rest of it. School calls. And I must answer. This time I am not bringing my menagerie out there. I decided I'll just do still photo pictures like I did Monday. And that was it. I'm not doing the video shit. What am I doing? Posterity? I'll do it when I can. It gets cooler and I'll be crazier during those days. Right now, I just got to get through the first week and second week. Then maybe we'll do the pictures and the videos concerning about the stuffed animals and their adventure with a human going through college. Because right now, that's the only thing I got going for me. Well, I will leave you with you. You have a good one.